Okay, there we go. Okay, this meeting of the Ascension Parish Planning Commission is called to order. It's January 11th, 6 o'clock p.m. We're at the Ascension Parish Courthouse, 607 East Worthy Road, Gonzales, Louisiana, 70737, in the council chambers. So the first order of business is to call to order, which I've done. Call roll of members.
Mark Villa here.
Nicholas Miller.
Max Nasser here.
Wade Scheck-Snyder.
Randy Cluott.
Tyler Vornadell here.
Okay, everyone's in attendance. Pledge of Allegiance. Nick, would you lead us in Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Introduction of staff, please.
Stacy Webb, Recording Secretary for the Planning Commission.
Jerry Iscari, Information Technology.
Spencer Long, Parish Attorney.
Jerome Fournier, Director of Planning and Development.
Eric Poche, Assistant Director of Planning and Development.
Okay. So our first order of business tonight is the election of officers. We'll be electing the chairman and the vice chairman of the Planning Commission to serve this year, 2023. What I will do is I'm going to open the floor to nominations. If anyone has desire to make a nomination, please wait to be recognized. You'll make your nomination. When it appears there are no more nominations, I'll close the nominating process. I'm not going to close it in the middle of discussion of nominations. And then we'll take a vote on the nominees. So with that, we're going to open the floor for nominations for chairman. Mr. Cluott.
I nominate Max Nasser, Chairman.
Okay, and I will accept. We don't, by the way, seconds are not necessary for nominations. So I prefer if we have those unless you want to express support for the nominee. But thank you, Randy, I appreciate it. Do we have any other nominations for chair? Okay, nominations are closed. We'll take a vote on it, I guess. All those in favor, Max Nasser being chairman, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The next office is vice chairman. So we will open the floor for nominations for vice chairman. Do we have nominees?
For planning, I would nominate Nick.
Okay, and we have nomination, Mr. Miller for vice chairman. Do you agree? Yes, okay. Any other nominations?
Wade Scheck-Snyder.
Mr. Cluott, nomination Wade Scheck-Snyder. Do you accept?
I do.
Do we have other nominees? Okay, nominations are closed. So Miller was nominated first. Those in favor of Mr. Miller for vice chairman, signify by aye.
Aye.
Did you say aye? Okay. Those in favor of Mr. Scheck-Snyder, vice chairman, aye.
Aye.
Okay, so let's see. We have-
Chairman, I think we need to do a roll call vote.
Okay,
and
let's
use the
do a roll call
tablets.
vote. I'm glad you said that because I was getting confused. I think it was 4-3, but I couldn't count.
Yeah.
Names. Okay, we'll do a roll call.
But who's first?
We're going to go for Nick Miller first. Okay. Did everyone vote? Okay, so the voting is Vornado, Miller, and Villa. In favor, Cluott, Scheck-Snyder, Nasser, Knoll, opposed. Okay, so now we will take a vote on Mr. Schexnayder. Could we clear the machine? Has everyone voted? Varnado, Miller, Villa voting nay. Kluwat, Schexnayder, Nasser, Knoll voting yes. So with Mr. Schexnayder as vice chairman.
Thank you very much.
Chairman's comments, my only comment is to Commissioner Knoll. I missed the last meeting, which was your first meeting. I just want to welcome you to the commission. We have public comment on any item. Do we have anyone that prepared a card for comment on any item? Staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You see in front of you January 2023 normal subdivision report. Any changes are marked with an asterisk. The most notable change is that there is a preliminary plat up for next month's meeting in February for Mosside Villas. It is a 36-lot subdivision proposed just on the west side of the Highway 74 overpass. It was originally approved about 4 or 5 years ago as another subdivision, but it stalled and the plat was rescinded, so the applicant has reapplied for that subdivision, but that will be on there next month. Black Bayou Estates is the other. They have started construction. They've started some minor clearing and everything, and they're working with our subdivision inspectors and our stormwater folks to make sure that they have everything in place that they need to proceed with construction.
So with the question I have is with the what I'm going to call it a reapplication. I think it's a new application for our previous subdivision. Will the new application conforms to the new
Yes,
code?
it has to conform to whatever's in place as today as when they applied.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Jerome wanted to say
Mr.
something.
Fournier.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, I'd like to announce that at next meeting, our consultant, Kindy Keys Collaborative, will be giving an in-person presentation on the work so far on the ordinance modifications. The last time they made a presentation, it was by Zoom. They're going to be here at the next meeting, which is to be, I think it's February 8th. And on February 7th, we're going to be having the Citizens Advisory Committee meeting regarding those ordinance changes. All right, so the parish president has convened a committee. Those people will meet the day before. The next day, we'll be giving a presentation to the Planning Commission. All right. And I'd like to follow up a little bit on what Mr. Poche was saying about some of the projects that were in the queue right now. We had a bad rain sort of about a week or two ago, and we had some flooding on neighboring properties from an existing construction site. We have taken care of that. We put a stop work order on that particular subdivision until they can get their drainage problems in line. And we continually monitor those sites on a daily basis. And as soon as that's been corrected and they've got everything in order, we're going to lift the stop work order on them, okay? So, thank you. That's all I have to report.
Good. Thank you for that information. Our next item is the approval or denial of the minutes of the November 9th Planning Commission meeting. Do we have any discussion?
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve of Mr. Schexnayder and a second by who?
Mr. Varnado.
Mr. Varnado. Do we have any discussion on those minutes? Do we have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, we had a motion. Do we have any, no discussion? Let's vote. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? No opposition. Minutes are adopted. Next item is the consent agenda. I'm going to read the items on the consent agenda, and then I'm going to ask if any of you have any item on the consent agenda you'd like to have removed from the consent agenda. First item is an affidavit of mortgage declaration, Glenn D. Guidry, Lot H2, 16385 Chris Drive, Prairieville, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, Blaine M. Jones and Jessica Bishop Jones, Lot 7, 43260 Maple Grove Drive, Gonzales, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, Daniel L. Savoy, Lot 4, 12120 Buster Road, Santa Ma. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, Walter E. Shees, Lot 1B1, 18270 Van Broussard Road, Prairieville, Louisiana. Affidavit of mortgage declaration, FTS Land Company LLC, that's for a portion of Tract 1A, 13128 Highway 44, Gonzales, Louisiana. And the last is affidavit of mortgage declaration, Furnace and Tube Services, Inc., a portion of Tract 1A and Tract 1B, 13130 Highway 44, Gonzales, Louisiana. So does anyone have any item they'd wish to have removed from the consent agenda?
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as read. Second, anyone? Second by Mr. Kluat. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That is adopted. Our next items will be public hearing to approve or deny various family petitions. So the first of those family petitions is Maple Grove Subdivision Lot 7A, 7B, and 7C, Quality Engineering and Survey, LLC, District, Council District 6. Is there someone here representing the applicant? Could you come to the podium, please? Hi.
Good evening.
I would like to ask you to, if you would introduce yourself, please.
My name is Brad Casso with Quality Engineering and Survey. This is Samantha Miller with Quality.
Also, with, she's the applicant?
No,
Or
no.
She's with Quality also?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Mr. Blaine Jones is seated in the back.
Okay, could you tell us introduce this project to us, please, a little bit?
Mr. Jones purchased this property approximately 3+ years ago and awaited his time to, as per Ascension Parish, to perform the family petition. We executed everything that needed to be done as per parish regulations and submitted all the documentation, and we're here before you to seek approval of that.
Okay,
I
thank
don't
you.
want to take up a lot of your time. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, I'm hoping it won't take a lot of time also.
Yes, sir.
Staff, you want to give us your recommendation or your summary of your evaluation?
Yes, sir. I mean, the subdivision of property meets the code for the family petition process. If you approve it, then we would, the corrections have been made on the map, and we would have the map signed and recorded should you approve it as soon as the donations are completed.
So you find nothing unusual?
No, sir.
Okay, so we will open a public hearing on this item. If anyone wishes to speak on this particular item, please come to the podium. Okay, I'm going to call the public hearing closed. Commission, any comments, discussion?
Second.
Was that motion to approve by Mr. Fernando, who tends to whisper? It's seconded by Mr. Scheck-Snyder. So any further discussion by the commission?
Nope.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Nope. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
You too. We have an item that was removed from the agenda, not necessary to read it. Okay, item C, Riley Denham Property, Tract 5C, 6A, 5C, 6B, and 5C, 6C. That's Earls and Associates, Council District 6. Someone here representing the applicant. Yes, sir.
Good evening.
I do like you to state your name.
My name is Sean Thibodeau, and I am with Earls and Associates.
Okay.
And I'm here representing Reagan Denham and Justin Lanou.
Okay, would you give us a little high level of
We have a family partition. The applicant, Reagan Denham, is donating Track 5C6B to her grandmother, and Justin Lanou is the simple division part of it, and he owns Lot 5C4-B, and he is now going to be 5C-6A.
Okay. Any staff comments?
Yes, sir. No, there were two properties that were exchanged, and the one to the west in Reagan's existing property to the northeast, and then she's creating one lot through the family partition process, and it does meet the code. And like I said, as soon as the donations are done, if you approve it, we'll have it signed and recorded.
Nothing unusual. Okay, this is opening a public hearing on this particular item. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, please come to the podium. Public hearing is closed. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Fornato, second by Mr. Kluat. Any commission discussion? Questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, passes. Congratulations.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Next item is John T. Hodgson property, Lot 2A1B. Lot 2A1A and 2B1A is a simple division. McLean Taylor Incorporated, Council District 7. Yes, ma'am. Are you representing the applicant?
Excuse me?
Are you the applicant, or are
No,
you
I'm the
representing the
surveyor.
applicant?
The surveyor, yes. Ellen Jackson with McLean Taylor,
Okay.
representing Mr. Chris. This is a simple division, the ones that are fronting Oak Harbor, and by means of family partition because of servitude of passage for the lot that he lives in. Asking for your approval.
Okay. Staff comments?
No, it meets the code, and we'll get it recorded should you approve it. There's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, it's a little bit different because he has two lots that are being done by family petition. Like Miss Ellen said, at front on Oak Harbor, the only lot being created by the family petition is Lot 2A1B.
Okay. Do we have any commission discussion, questions, motion? Motion by Mr. Kluat to accept. Do we have a second by Mr. Vila?
The public hearing.
Commissioner.
You need to do
Chairman,
public
I'm
hearing.
going to abstain.
Okay,
I might have a professional conflict with voting on this.
okay, so,
Chairman,
yes.
we do need to open a public hearing. Just
Oh, yeah.
a reminder
sure, I
before
skipped
y'all
over
vote.
that, didn't I? Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or in opposition to this particular application? Okay, public hearing is closed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now,
And Mr.
Go ahead.
Chairman, I'm just going to abstain for any discussion or vote due to a potential business conflict.
okay. So, Nick?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
It seems like the access for 2A1B is through 2B1A, the other lot. There's no issue with that. I know a few months ago we had a driveway situation where somebody wanted some clarity. They didn't want the people driving through their yard or whatever.
Well, there's no conflict with that.
Okay, everything. Good to go.
And staff agrees, okay? Okay, no further discussion? Let's cast our votes then. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone in opposition? No, and Commissioner Scheck-Snyder abstains. Thank you, and congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Item E, Theodore Revolt property. Did I say that right? Lot B3A through B3D, again, McLean Taylor. It's Council District 4. Ma'am?
Ellen Jackson again with McLean Taylor Incorporated, representing Mr. Joseph Reesall. This is to subdivide to give a lot to his daughter, son, and mother. Asking for your approval.
Okay. Staff?
Yes, sir. It meets the family partition section of the code, and should you approve it, we will have it signed and recorded.
And
Nothing's out of the ordinary.
Okay. Public hearing. We got it that time. We're going to open a public hearing on this issue. Please state your name, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Okay. My name's Daniel Furman. I'm an adjacent property owner. I really just have a question. I know at one point in time, there was a access limit for lots on a private servitude, and this subdivision would create more than 10 lots. Is that still a restriction, or is that no longer?
No, the property changes hands. There's a restriction as far as sewer, should an individual property owner create more than 8 lots on it.
Okay.
We now have something from an original parent tract where should you do, let's say, for example, that he created these 4 lots and within 5 years from now, he had enough property to do an additional family partition. If it came from this original parent tract, you would add those together, and when it exceeded 8, then he would be required to put in a community sewer system. But
Okay,
that's the only restriction.
Because I may be interested in doing a family partition on mine, and I didn't want to be limited on me being able to subdivide it. 'Cause
Correct,
that'll be
yeah.
more-
You
so
should be
That was
fine.
my only question.
Okay.
Really.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
James Kinnison.
First trip in this new courthouse, the sound system's not worth a damn. My name is James Kinnison. Keep in mind that the track under consideration tonight is 700 feet approximately off of Highway 73. My family and some of my relatives own the property across Revo Lane. Revo Lane is a private gravel road. Tonight, my concern, I'm not against family petitions. My question tonight concerns the 12-foot utility servitude that shows on the map. That's fine, but as mentioned, this is 700 feet off of Highway 73. Now, the 700 feet that I'm talking about is owned by Teddy Revo. And I'm not seeing a plot plan for that 12-foot servitude coming from Jefferson Highway to get to this property that we're talking about. Plot plan by Willard Quitmore in '96, when this property was originally divided, shows a 30-foot road servitude on Teddy Revo's side, but no 12-foot servitude for utilities. Last week, I measured approximately from the middle of the road to Teddy Revo's house. And the best I could determine, I'm not a surveyor, was that it's 39 feet. 30 feet for the road. That leaves 9 feet out of a 12-foot servitude. Now, the second part of that is I also think Teddy Revo's septic tank sits in that remaining 9 feet. And I think that the effluent pipe from that goes to 73. So my basic question is how you can get a 12-foot servitude back 700 feet off the road when the utilities are on the Highway 73. So unless somebody's got a more up-to-date survey that I don't know about, I've got a question about how you can. This is probably not the first time this has come about with you guys, but it now affects us, so I'd like some answers. Thanks.
Mr. Poche, you've reviewed this. And
Yes.
you probably have much more detail in response.
Yes, I mean, the parish requires that any time there's a subdivision of property, the 12-foot utility servitude be placed parallel to the road frontage. Now, as the servitudes go, when the map is submitted by the applicant, it is subject to those rules and regulations. It doesn't say anything about what happened prior to that time. All the parish is concerned about as far as the rules and regulations go is that the property being divided have drainage, utility servitudes, so on and so forth. The property owner is going to be responsible for whatever he has to do to get his utilities back there. If he has to go to all of these people and purchase rights to a 12-foot utility servitude, if he can't purchase rights, that is something that's on him from the parish's standpoint. These people, unless they go to court or something like that, these people can't be forced to do anything if there's no dedicated servitude across their property at this time.
Okay, Mr. Venano. Keep in mind, we're still in
Am I
public.
right? You said the sewer
Yeah,
was
but I wanted
within
to
10 foot of the property line?
I'm sorry, what?
The sewer, you said, was the septic tank?
I'm saying, if you assume the 12-foot utility servitude from 73,
Okay.
septic tank and part of the house sits in that 12-foot.
Can you come up to the microphone, please? Because it is in the
Yeah, you can sell them in this.
And I mean, from the parish's standpoint, they don't care. The servitude doesn't have to run adjacent to the roadway. It can run wherever it can be situated. And we do have situations like that. Years and years ago, when things were subdivided, before these rules were in place, things get placed, covers, septic tanks, culverts, things, concrete slabs, things of that nature. And from the parish's standpoint, like I said, as long as those servitudes are placed on the map that's under application, that's all we have control over, and it's up to the property owner to work out the rest of the details.
Okay. And Mr. Venano, you want to repeat your question?
Yeah, I was just curious, you said what was you saying about the sewer?
What I'm saying is, Teddy Revo's house sits on 73.
Yeah. It faces 73?
That's correct, faces 73.
Sir, could you,
And there's a
excuse me,
30-foot servitude.
sir?
At a microphone?
To the microphone, please.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a
Thank you.
30-foot servitude which does exist on the original Quintmore survey. On our side of the road, there's an additional 12-foot utility servitude. On Teddy Revo's side, there was no 12-foot shown on Quintmore's map. Okay? Now, Teddy Revo, again, I'm not a surveyor, so I'm measured with a tape, but from the center of the road to his house is 39 feet. So that, the 30 foot is okay. But the 9 foot, if you assume 12 foot, sits partially under his house. Now, in that remaining 9 foot, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure his septic tank sits in that 9 foot with a tail line going straight to 73. So if you start trying to run utilities down through there, you've got an obstacle, several obstacles.
That would, if it's within 10 feet of property line, that would be something
It's
code-wise
not-
that you.
I'm sorry?
That you could follow up on, and that would be something code-wise you could follow up on, because what you need? That would be something code-wise as far as a septic tank to get utilities back there. And like you said, I mean, you would have, I mean, what was done prior is, we're just following what's done now. But the sewer specifically, you might be able to do something about that because it's supposed to be 10 foot off the property line in order to get utilities back there.
Well, it is, it's.
Okay, I thought you said it was within that, okay.
It's 30-something foot.
Gotcha, okay. Okay, I'm gonna,
You done?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay.
You know, we have we have a 3-minute limit. You know,
That's
we
fine.
allowed some extra time because you were in conversation, but
Thank you.
time is, respectfully, your time is up. Did anyone else, we have any other, no one else? Okay. So, Commission, we have any discussion?
Ms. Jackson, do you
Yes.
have a retort about this?
Well, I do, because I have a prior map that was done by Jane Falgo, and it clearly shows the 12-foot utility servitude already in place. So it's just an continuation from where we are, and it's from 73 all the way.
Ms.
Yes.
Ellen, can you put that under the overhead projector, and we can turn that on?
So this is the 12-foot utility servitude. It's already there. Do I need to turn it the other way?
No, it's yeah.
See, this is where 73 is here, and this is the 12-foot utility servitude. And then this is the property that we are working with right here. So that's where it is. It's existing.
Thank you. Did we have any further commission discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir, Mr. Schexnayder.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, and I'm just going to ask you, ask a few questions. Regardless of whether track B2, if there's a servitude and the location of the home, that is not at question here. What we're discussing is the partition of track B3 and subdividing those. If in the future where that servitude line is drawn and is listed, any new building in that area has to follow new servitude rules. So therefore, regardless of track B2, what's existing, that is irrelevant.
Right.
What we're focused on is track B3 and the four lots there. And any new building has to adhere to those servitude lines. If they can't put something in that servitude line and they can't do something, that's not anybody else's problem but the new landowners, correct?
Correct.
And they're not going to be forced to deal with the neighbor. The neighbor then has choices if they have to purchase or sell servitudes.
Exactly.
I got you. That's what I wanted to clear up. Thank you very much.
clarity.
You're welcome.
Any other? Yeah, okay, Nick, Mr. Miller.
You said it's a gravel driveway coming from 73 all the way back? Mr. Poche, does the new road access rules apply? They're going to have to pave it?
Yeah, I mean, the
and put
the
that
apron that they have was done when 73 was wide, and that meets the requirements. They're going to be required, there's base all the way to the ditch that's on what will be B3D. The base is there. They're going to be required to improve it from the last house. I think it's on A3A1 or A2D. Back to, they're going to have to resurface it back to the end of lot B3D.
And the beginning near the entrance at 73 is going to have to be paved?
No,
concrete?
it can be gravel or hard surface.
It just has to be the dimensions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we have any further discussion amongst the commission members? Okay, do we have a motion? Motion to accept by Mr. Kluat. Do we have a second to that? A second by Mr. Bernardo. Any further discussion before we vote? Okay, all those in support? Aye. Any opposition? Mr. Villa. Villa in opposition. The other commissioners vote yes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Peter Stevens subdivision, Lot 10A and 10B, also McLean Taylor, Inc. This is in Council District 3. Ma'am?
Yes. Ellen Jackson again with McLean Taylor representing LaToya James. Her father is giving her Lot 10B to build a home. Asking for your approval.
Staff?
Yes, sir. The subdivision meets the family petition portion of the code. The map has been revised, and if it's approved here tonight, we will have it signed and recorded as soon as the donation is completed.
Okay. Anyone for public hearing? Okay, the public hearing is closed. Commissioners, any commentary, questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve of Mr. Schexnayder. Second by Mr. Villa. Any discussion, commissioners? Okay, let's cast our votes. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? No opposition. We have a, thank you, ma'am. Congratulations. I think that's everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, we have item 13, which is old business. We'll take this up. Do we need a motion to take this up in this old business, or it's just, okay. Old business, item A, Smitty J. Lee Estate, lot SJL 1A1 through SJL 1A4, and lot SJL 2-4. It's a family petition. It is BEI Surveying LLC. It's in Council District 2. Is there someone here that's representing the applicant?
That's,
Someone
yeah, I can speak. He's here to answer any questions that you have. This was one last month. The surveyor was not able to be here. I spoke to the applicant about it. Basically, what happened is this originally came to the Plan Commission in August of 2021. There's a requirement under parish rules that once it is approved at the Planning Commission, the applicant has 180 days to execute the acts of donation and have and then he can have the map signed and recorded. There was some confusion between the heirs and the surveyor. Each one thought the other one was doing it. And so what they are doing here tonight, since it was approved and they have done the acts of donation already for each of the pieces of property, and that's why we wanted to try to come before you, or he wanted to try to come before you to ask that you waive that requirement without them having to make a new application and start over again, which was what they would be required to do. And so that's basically asking you guys to reapprove it.
So, for clarity, they're asking us to reapprove it and provide an exception or an exemption from that time period.
From that
because of
180 days,
misunderstanding.
yes, sir.
Okay, does everyone understand that? Yep. Do we have motions? Motion to approve. I'm
That's one question.
I keep forgetting the public hearing.
Would this be subject to the new imposed regulations that were voted in? Or
It
were
was
they going to be falling
approved.
under since it was already approved back then?
Yeah, I mean, it's 15-foot asphalt driveway that comes there to go into the back. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. I mean, we wouldn't go all the way, obviously, because there are several tracks, and there's a public road that goes out to a certain point. But as far as the driveway that has to be extended to access those lots, yes, it would.
I mean, all the regulations, the new Phase 1, Phase 2 stuff that we just put in, would they be subject to those new regulations, or would they fall under the old, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that would really apply to them would be the drive.
Okay.
As far as that goes, as far as the changes in the regulations and all that, the main thing would be the driveway.
And so then that'll be under the new stuff? Okay.
Okay, I'm going to take a step back now. Anyone sign up for a public hearing on this? For this? No public hearing on this? Okay, commissioners, do we have a motion? Motion by Mr. Kluwer, second by Mr. Schexnayder. I think we did that already. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? No. Okay, so that also passes. Next item is a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, anyone? Second by Mr. Noel. Those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Nay. Okay, thank you. Meeting's adjourned.